Hello, friends, and welcome to r/TalesFromYourServer and our first story for today. I've somehow found myself with a bunch of elderly best friends. I, 24-year-old female, bartend at a family-owned place that's mostly a restaurant with a little bar smushed in it. I tend to work a lot of day shifts, which include a wonderfully cheap happy hour and the slow, good hours on the draw lottery, which pull in a full rail of retirees most days from about 2 to 5. Yesterday, 3 of my favorites were at the bar, and during a conversation about the seemingly randomness of life, one of the guys, Roy, ended up getting on the topic of how he met his wife while she was in cosmetology school and he was her instructor. I was shocked, as I wouldn't have expected this former electrical lineman to have also mastered styling hair, let alone well enough to teach it to others. He said he still colors her hair, but he doesn't cut it because of a botched experience once, LOL. After this conversation, I had to share a story of an awful haircut I'd had. The guy wouldn't cut my bangs because he was afraid to cut curly bangs. Then he used a bristle brush on my wet curls, ruining them, which I explained to the bald old men was a no-no. And to finish, he also did not blow dry my hair as their high-end salon didn't have a diffuser, so I walked out with sopping wet hair. All 3 of these 80-year-old men started raising a big old ruckus about my hair, saying, "You paid for that? And he used a what brush on your hair?" Old Joe, who almost never talks, even piped up to say, "And I bet you still tipped him too. For what? Rat hair?" It got me to thinking after they left about why they'd care or pretend to care about something that obviously doesn't matter to them in the least. Then it dawned on me that when Roy talks about the deal he got on bulk meats by driving 45 minutes to the Amish market, I enthusiastically listen and ask about where this market is and what he's using that meat for. Or when Bob went from flip phone to smartphone, I spent a good 3 hours teaching him how to use the basics and especially how to save grandkid pics. Old Harry has given me over $2,000 in huge jars of loose change as my tip over the past year to help with my student loans. Stu fixed my Jeep's air conditioning twice when it took a poop and would only accept beer as payment. And Larry made me a personalized monogrammed lei in his print shop as a send-off when I went to Kauai for a month. When Lenny and Linda went out of town, I stopped by their house every day after work to water the plants and feed and love the cat. One of my closest friends is a 65-year-old woman named Jen I met at the bar. I helped trim the MJ she and her son grow, legal state, and babysit her little goats and big dogs when she goes out of town. I spend hours at her house with my pup just sitting on the deck and listening to her talk about life. I realized these folks have become so much more than regulars. They become my friends, or like a bunch of surrogate grandparents, and in turn, they treat me like some beer-equipped granddaughter. I care about their lives, and they care about mine. After graduating college, all of my own friends, save 2, live at least 2 hours away. I don't see them like I used to, and it's been strange being a total loner. It's like somehow these folks knew that and decided to just treat me like a peer and integrate me into their small-town bar regular group. They invite me to barbecues and events all the time, though I usually have to work on those nights, of course, and they're genuinely disappointed when I can't make the event. It's sweet and makes me feel appreciated in a very cool way. I wanted to post this as a reminder that behind every customer is a deep and intricately built individual. We are in the business of service, but that doesn't mean we can't make genuine connections at the job. I've been in the industry for 10 years, and the first 7 or so were spent thinking the public, especially the older public after working in breakfast places with the church crowd, was my worst enemy. Here I am now, with several senior citizens I met while bartending at the top of my people I trust list. Life is strange, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. I'm a 24-year-old woman, and my best friends are a bunch of extremely old people. That's a really sweet story. But we're going to have the next one. Family racks up $100 bill because they don't understand that ordering the same dish multiple times does not mean you only get charged for it once. All prices are in Canadian dollars. Convert before you say it's expensive. I'll keep this short and not bore anyone with unnecessary backstory about the type of restaurant I work in or anything about the setup. All you need to know is that it's fairly small, so I work alone with one chef. It's family friendly. We have a wide menu with options ranging from $7 dishes to our most expensive $17.50 dish. Not very pricey at all. I receive a phone call asking specifically about our $17.50 dish, our seafood paella. It's made fresh to order and takes about 15 to 20 minutes to make. Not to mention that seafood is expensive, so the price is justified. The person I was speaking to asked if we were a buffet. We are not. I told them we are table service and we can do the paella anytime. I asked if they wanted to make a reservation because of the time it takes to prepare the paella. They said no and hung up, so I went about my day. A few hours later, a family of 4 comes in. They sit down, glance at the menus, then wave me over with a snap of the father's fingers. Gotta love that. Dad, show me paella. I direct him to the back of the menu where it's listed very clearly and shows the ingredients and the price. Dad, I want that. I write it down. The mother then says she wants a paella, followed by the 2 kids saying the same, so I confirm. So that's 4 paellas. You don't want to share? No, we'll all have paella. So I put in the order after reminding him it'll take about 15 minutes. I offered them drinks, but they just wanted water. I started getting the cheap vibe, but they ordered 4 paellas, so how cheap could they be? Food comes out, they love it. Dad asks if he could get one to go. I put the order in so it'd be ready when they finish. We're at 5 paellas now, almost $90 before tax. I let the chef/owner know my concerns that the family may object to this price despite having it made clear to them. He gave me the okay to give them a 10% discount right off the bat. He's a good guy. The time comes to bring the bill, and the man's eyes go wide. I wrote out the bill so that every paella has a $17.50 next to it. I watch his realization hits. He opens his mouth to object, and I immediately say, the owner said to give you a discount because you ordered 5 of our most expensive dish, and he wanted to thank you. He was happy to hear that you enjoyed it enough to order another to take home. That shut him up. I watch as he scans every last line of the bill, then settles on the tax, which was nearly $11. Dad, you added a tip for yourself? He was angry. Me, no sir. Dad, what's this then? Me, the tax. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a tip at that point, but he did leave me 10%, so basically the discount we'd given him. They said the food was excellent, but I highly doubt they'll be back. And our next story. The mouse fetus on table 56. This crap would happen on Halloween. I get sat with my first table of the night, a 2-top. The man gets up and goes to the bathroom, so I greet the lady and she asks about the Pinot Noir, so I show her the wine list. She starts to order a couple of glasses. When I look down and see it, sitting at the end of the table, it's a damn effing mouse fetus, all pink with eyes closed, writhing around and crap. Normally it's a sight that'd break my heart, but I'm in server mode, and all I can think is that is definitely not supposed to be there. It takes my brain a good few seconds to accept what I'm seeing, and I'm pretty sure my jaw physically dropped. For a second, I think this has to be some kind of prank. Someone's effing with me. But no. After a few seconds, I stopped dissociating and realized that this poor little thing was unmistakably real. This is happening. I look up and realize the lady hasn't stopped talking, and holy crap, she hasn't seen it yet. The drink and dessert menu is blocking her view of it. I don't even think about it. I'm not proud of this, but I grab the top of the D&D menu and I brush the poor little effer onto the floor. I barely heard a word of what she said. I'm not even totally sure if she's done ordering, but I stammer out an okay and effing bull to my manager, and I stutter out some semblance of an explanation. Then I run to the kitchen because at this point, I'm shook. I need a moment, so I just kind of sit back and stare at the wall, kind of nervous chuckling. I tell a few coworkers, nobody can believe it. I try to think of what to do about it, and I'm just drawing a big old blank. Then I step back into the dining room. I watch the dude leave the bathroom and walk to the table, and I think, oh, F, here we go. There's no way he ain't gonna see it. It's sitting right there on the floor. He's liable to step on it. He gets to the table and just sits down like normal. This is when my manager walks up behind me with a look of supreme annoyance, and I'm like, well? He explains that he just immediately walked right by and picked it up. Didn't even stop to say a word to the customer or anything. Literally a solution I didn't even consider. And this is when I realized, Jesus tap dancing Christ, we got away with it. I don't know how, but they never noticed anything was wrong. They drank their wine, ate their food, we bullcrapped about the St. Louis Blues, and they tipped like 21%. I really hope corporate starts taking our mouse problem seriously. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos, click here. And if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's very important to me. See you soon.